2, 1. Okay, great. Now it's not serious anymore. It takes tremendous determination to overcome all this, right? The feeling we were speaking about before, that feeling of rejection. The key is to ignore all the discouragement. The truth is that all this apparent rejection has no other purpose than to bring you closer. So we spoke about how you can start waking up a little earlier. You can start learning an extra line in Chumash or the Daf or whatever you're learning. You can start going to Minyan for an extra minute, right? But then you start feeling these tests, these forces, the hardships, the opposition, and they start to consume you. Right? And you're feeling this rejection, but really Rabbi Nachman is telling us that it's for us to come closer. All the Tzaddikim, even Rabbi Nachman, because he's talking about this subject right now, have had to endure this. As we know from their personal testimony, they too felt that God, the Ribono Shel Olam, had no interest in them because they saw how long they had been searching, putting in hard work and effort, yet they were still far away. I mean, can you imagine for a second, Rabbi Nachman, right? People have said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that all the Torah that Rabbi Nachman has given us and revealed to us, he experienced himself. Right? So think about it. Rabbi Nachman lived till 38, but all the rejection, all the nisyonos that Rabbi Nachman had to go through during his time, you could feel this, you could have this feeling of discouragement. Like, I'm trying so hard for such a long period of time. It seems like it's not working. So understand, we have to understand for a second that it's not just us and the quote unquote, I don't even know what to call it. We're all special people. We're all special people. But this happens to Tzaddikim as well. This happens to everyone. So we have to keep this in mind. If they had not determinedly ignored these feelings, they would have remained where they were in the first place and would have never have achieved what they did. Rabbi Nachman is telling us the biggest secret of them all. That the reason why the Tzaddikim remain Tzaddikim, the reason why people are able to jump through the spider web, the reason why people are able to dig themselves out of the mud is because they listen to their essence. They listen to themselves. They're attuned to themselves. They understand that the Ribono Shel Olam is holding their wrist, is pleading for you to plead to him, to cry with him. So understanding this and living it is the way. I mean, this is what Rabbi Nachman is saying about these tzaddikim. The fact that they ignored those other forces that were trying to consume them and to twist their minds and to cause them to do acts that they really didn't want to be doing. They listened to their essence. They were tapped into their essence. So Bezrat Hashem, we could all have the power, work towards the power of ignoring those feelings, right? And the more we ignore those feelings, the more we could become our true selves, and the more we come closer to the Ribono Shel Olam. And guys, I saw the story before. I hope it connects. Sort of Aharon of Karlin, mamash, the deepest story. I opened the Sefer, and the page I opened to, the story was just staring at me. I was staring at it, and I felt like I need to share it to everyone. It's a preparation of Shabbos, so everyone must open up their hearts, as Avery Stephaner is doing right now.
That's my brother.
Avery, I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, okay. I was going to mute you. On Friday afternoon, Avery was wondering, like, what are we supposed to do on Friday afternoon? As is the custom, he would recite the Song of Songs in honor of the Queen of Shabbos. So this is Rav Aharon of Karlin, Shabbos afternoon. He had a beautiful voice, Rav Aharon, and when he sang, he never failed to attain ecstasy. Once he was interrupted by the Maggid's servant. Please, Rav Aharon, the master wants you to not sing so loudly. You disturb him, and that is serious enough. But what is more serious is that when you sing, the angels in heaven fall silent. They listen to you. And this you must not allow to happen. You are not to interfere with their praise of the Almighty. Guys, this is the deepest story that we're reading right now. Rav Aharon of Karlin was singing so loud that the Maggid's servant told him that you're disturbing Hashem. But even more so, you're disturbing the angels, you're distracting the angels from praising Hashem. So, Chavra, let's open up our hearts to the deepest depths. Rav Aharon of Karlin, one morning as he began the service with the prayer Adon Olam, affirming God's rule over creation, he began to cry. He said, there are only two possibilities. Either it is true or it isn't. And in both cases, I am at fault. Either God is the king of the universe and I'm not doing enough to serve him, or he isn't. And whose fault is it? His? No. Mine? Mine alone. Chavra, I had no clue if the story was going to connect. I had no clue. But it makes so much sense. I don't know if the totality of the story does. I'm sure we can make it work. It was clear, like Rabbi Nachman mentioned, the Tzaddikim in the world, the Tzaddikim in the past. They were always tuned in. They were always standing firm. They never allowed a voice in their head to derail them from the destination they wanted to go and that their true selves wanted to go. And this was Aharon of Karlin. Rav Aharon of Karlin either said what I'm doing is false and not enough, but there is a God, or there isn't a God at all. So you must understand that there is a God. We have so much to work on. We have such a long journey. But the more we could sing on the top of our lungs, the more we know that Hashem is listening to us and is never disturbed by our actions, by our voices, by our cries. B'ezrat Hashem, we could keep moving forward. Gavra, please open up. I'm sorry for everything, if it was too long. I'm telling you, Avery was listening to this scream from Rav Aharon of Karlin's scream. That's why he decided to come on at this moment. Anyone have anything to say?
I have two things to say. If I have the reshut of the chavra over here. The first thing I have to say is that Rav Aharon of Karlin is telling us, the holy Aharon of Karlin is telling us, whose fault is it that there's no king of the universe? It's our fault. We didn't make him king. That's the first thing. Second thing is that in I think it was 1967, maybe 1968, the Lubavitcher Rebbe was giving a talk about a certain person mentioned in the Gemara, Miriam Bat Bilga. And for everyone who has learned the Masachet Sukkah, they'll know that the last page of Sukkah talks about the family of Bilga, the Bilga family, And we'll know that Miriam Bat Bilga, the daughter of the head of the Cohen family of Bilga, left the religion and went on to marry a Greek general, and was also involved when the destruction of the Holy Temple happened. She was the one who went up to the Mizbeach and threw her shoe at it and yelled at it in such an insulting way that the sages of that time, Abaye specifically, said that her whole family was cursed, and the window of the Bilga family is closed because of her, because she wasn't taught the proper midot in her home. Is what Abaye says. The Rebbe explained on that day, I believe in the 60s or early 70s, that we have to understand that Miriam Bat Bilga was really crying out from the deepest depths of her soul that she wanted Hashem to have Rahmanas on the Jewish people. So why do I bring this up? What's the connection? So after, aside from the Torah itself, which is a very deep Torah that each of us has to understand on our own level, that how can it be that someone who left the religion and married a non-Jewish person, and even more so hated the religion and came back to yell at the Mizbeach, how can we learn something great from her? The Rebbe was telling us that, and because of this whole thing, aside from that, we have to realize that the Rebbe came out. This was a crazy switch, a new phenomena, if you will. And the Rebbe himself got a lot of backlash when he came out and said this. And I just thought of this as you were talking about the great tzaddikim, how there's always something bringing us down when we want to go higher. And all we can do is believe it. If we can believe in the words we're saying, and we believe in the people we're saying them to, because both of those things are important. If we don't believe in the words we're saying, then they don't go anywhere. And if we don't believe in the people we're saying them to, then what are they worth at all? Then what are my words worth if I don't believe in the people I'm saying them to? Will have effect. But we should learn from the Rebbe and from Rebbe Nachman, who we know also had a lot of criticism, and he still does today. And that's how we know he's right, because if he says it himself in Sichot Aharon, if there's a town without any machlokes, there's no dot in the whole town. We should just know this. We should be zocheh to have criticism and believe in ourselves above that criticism.
Amen, amen, amen. Wow, thank you so much, Samson. Kislasi, you have anything to add? Gabriel Cohen, please feel free. I think Kislasi is speechless. It's a great sign. Gabriel, you have anything to share? We're going to conclude. Baruch Hashem. So, Chadra,
I'm just internalizing.
Come on, Gabriel, give us the goods.
It's all we need to hear. It's all we need to hear. We're just internalizing. That'll be in the comment section below, the description. Guys, the description is filled nowadays. It's so fun. Bezrat Hashem. Chadra, we should all be well. We should all be healthy. We should all be happy. Why? Because we just received the best drug in the world. Guys, by the way, the reason why I'm saying this, I just saw a video on it. So it's the best. It's the best. It's the best. What's the best drug in the world? The best pill one can take is the S pill. It's the pill of Shabbos. It's the pill of Simcha. Right? We mamish just received that pill. Like Kislasi is smiling right now, like Gabe and Samson are through their screens. And we're all ready for Shabbos. We just went through the Rabbeinu Torah. We just went through the Rav Aharon and Karlin story. And like Gabe said, we're all internalizing. So Bezrat Hashem, we should just be healthy. We should have a beautiful Shabbos, an inside Shabbos, a sweet Shabbos, a restful Shabbos, a healthy Shabbos, a Shabbos where the family comes together, the friends come together in the deepest way. And we should be successful, whether we're in Toronto, doing shlichut, in New York, running the community like he's doing with the wine store. We have Samson Schiff, we all know, is building bridges but he's taking a break now because it's Shabbos. And Gabe Cohen, he's just taking a week off from studies, but he's never taking off because he's here right now. So Bezrat Hashem, every effort counts. And we should just have a beautiful night, guys. Beautiful night. Beautiful Shabbos.